Hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. So when I made a video about Nomad Internet, I was wrong. And it's actually YESMAD Internet. And what I mean by that is I found out since I've made the video that really this company is a fraud. And the owner of the company, he's gone through all kind of hoops to actually start to wipe himself from that company. There's many signs that he's still involved, and through his wife Jessica Garza, she's still listed in the legal paperwork as a co-founder. They've officially taken him off the books as far as not being the CEO anymore, but even in his LinkedIn profile, he still has listed that he's the Chief Innovation Officer. And so, of course, I don't want to get into all of the details, and but I'm going to give you lots of links in the video description below that you can go and read yourself. But I do want to tell you in kind of a short story here what I experienced personally and kind of how I make my videos, my channel. I do get a lot of products for free. Some of them I might be paid a small amount to actually make the video, and some of them I get a commission if you use a link or a discount code or whatnot. For the most part, I wasn't paid anything for this other than getting this Nomad kit for free for testing. And the way that it works is there's a contract and we sign it, and in there it says that you'll get this kit for free, and in exchange for that I have to do a video review. And so I was following through with that and doing it. And what I always do whenever I get new products, I go online and I read about it, and I find negative stuff, I find positive stuff, and that's pretty typical. I do a lot of Verizon home internet, T-Mobile home internet, and other stuff, and I can read all day long if I wanted to just negative comments about any of those, Verizon home internet or T-Mobile home internet. It doesn't mean they're bad products. In fact, I think there's pros and cons to each of those, and some of them can offer really good service for people. So I try to go in there with an open mind that there's going to be negativity out there, and I really like to rely on my own personal experience as far as how does it perform for my testing, for my use, and am I happy with it or not. And I was. I mean, it actually worked. It plugged in. It was actually very quick and easy to set up. And communication to the company, to Nomad Internet, was actually very seamless. And this included this Jaden Garza, or Homero Joshua Garza is the legal name. And at the time, he was listed as CEO of the company. This is just a few weeks ago. All of that went well, and then what I like to do is keep products around, and then I test them more. You'll see a lot of my videos I'll have testing for months and months afterwards. And what happened here was I started messing with the gateway that they provide, and I'm logging into it, and I'm messing with the settings, and I'm asking them some questions here and there about how they set up their payment plans. There was some contradictory information on their website as far as, does a customer have to pay for the gateway? Do they get reimbursed for it? Do they get a refund? All this kind of stuff. I wasn't getting very good answers back. They weren't very straight. They weren't clear, kind of beating around the bush. And then they locked down the gateway to prevent me from being able to log into it and change any settings on it, which was kind of, in some ways, understandable. It's sort of within their rights to do that, but I've never had any other company do that to me. So red flags started kind of tripping off and going off. And then about a week after I put the video out, they contacted me and said, hey, here's a FedEx label, ship your kit back to us. You're done with it now. And I was a little bit surprised because my review was actually fairly level filled there. It wasn't negative or overly positive, and I basically said it worked, but is overpriced for what I think. I think the going rate for the wireless internet is about half of what they're charging for it, and or even less than that if you get some discounts with the Verizon and T-Mobile. But they're marketing to kind of a different class of kind of being fully allowed to travel with it. So I was like, whatever, if people want to pay more for that specific thing, they can do that. But so I sent an email back when they requested it and said, well, that's not what the agreement says. I thought you guys would give this to me. I like to keep it and use it for prop and do some more testing on it. And I was like, and if I need to provide my own SIM card, that's fine for it. I said, I'm not planning on selling this. It has really no monetary value to me directly. It's just I want to use it for the testing. And the email response back was basically a threat that said that he has resources to come and get this from me if needed. So that obviously set off some red flags there. So I started digging in pretty quickly onto Google to the names of the people on these emails that they're sending me to figure out what it is. And that's where I really got the full lowdown of this Jaden Garza guy that is convicted of wire fraud, basically doing a Ponzi scheme for cryptocurrency mining company. And this is back 8 years ago or something. But anyways, he served 21 months in jail. Got out in 2020, I think October of 2020. And if you go back, he has a long history of fraudulent activities, all the way from high school when he created his first partnership. And he did GAW, which I think is Great Auk Wireless, is kind of one of his names that he has in a lot of these companies. And so the one that he's actually found the most guilty for is GAW Miners, but there's also GAW Wireless, GAW High Speed Wireless, GAW HSI, all these different companies that have that name in them. And they're shell companies all across the U.S. I mean, it's just a complete disaster. The more I look into it, the worse it is. But I mean, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars. Somewhere between $10 and $20 million just for the cryptocurrency Ponzi scheme. But he has other ones out there as well. So now he's trying to wipe his name off of Nomad Internet. And there's this Bobby Mahler, I think is the guy's name, that's now officially the CEO of Nomad Internet. But things like Garza's wife, Jessica, is still listed on the legal paperwork as being the co-founder. And Garza himself is still listed, at least on LinkedIn, that he is the chief innovation officer. So he's still part of Nomad, but even their website, which has an About Us page, and used to have pictures and little bios for each person, including this Josh guy, that is now a 404 page, and they're probably trying to figure out what the heck to put up there. But the fact is, don't buy or pay anything to Nomad Internet. If you have done it, I would encourage you to probably cancel your plan and go to someone else. Now, I took this information that I actually found and got, and I said, well, I wonder if other YouTubers have found this out as well. And I actually went onto YouTube, typed in Nomad Internet, and I found lots of recent channels that have done this very similar product review. And I emailed them and gave them some links to some of my sources. Like, hey, this is what I've been finding out. I had some weird interactions with Nomad Internet. Have you guys experienced this too? Did they ask for your kit back and whatnot? And I had only one of them really reply back, and was kind of shocked and surprised by it. And it was great to actually see someone else see the data and say, yeah, this isn't right. We have to react. And now I see lots of YouTube channels have acknowledged this, have seen the light per se of what's going on here, and they've posted videos as well. But so overall, it's a very unfortunate situation. It's disappointing. I certainly don't want to get wrapped up in it, but I do want to make sure that I voiced my concerns and my experience here, so that there's a full circle reporting for you guys to look at the data and make a decision yourself. If you have other examples or comments or links, please put them down in the comments below here. If you enjoyed the video, of course, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel for more information. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I will always try to come around and tell the full truth if something changes on any of my videos from the past. So thanks.